Any way you want it, I got it. Take all three of these, and he wears a smile on his face, letting everybody know. Just
on Memphis. Waters, beautiful handoff, left hand shot, goes in line with Williams.
You love the defense, though. You love the tenacity on defense.
Oh my! Oh, what a move! Wow.
He could be closer to the bench and closer to the action. It is the culture of teammates and good chemistry that they are building in the Grizzlies, and I love how into it this bench is already in summer league.
Lofton Jr. on a turnaround, Jay, and they erupted.
But I mean, you've got to be able to pursue. We haven't seen a lot of fouls in this game, but you've got to be able to, if you turn the ball over, you've got to find a way to get back defensively.
24 turnovers, 13 by Memphis. Oh, thank you. And a little dime. And Waters, the third, gets the bucket, and OKC takes the early 2-0 lead.
Well, that's a great design. First play, you come out, you execute it well. There's that bully ball. Lofton has decided to be hungry.
Showing you what he has. Inside, outside opportunity. Also a great passer, rebounder, shot blocker. And a 7-5 game early. Make it now.
Nice matchup between two players who are good at what they do. Lofton inside. Let's see if he can knock down the three.
Pull the trigger downtown, and look at the swat.
The defense off guard and get an offensive rebound. Is flying in from the outside.
OKC puts a substitution on the floor. First time we've seen Vít Krejci from the Czech Republic.
Coming up the ranks, but what a guy that loves the game of basketball, can teach at a super high level. Great job at building relationships with people. We've stayed in contact over these years, as you know, we've gone our separate ways. But he knows basketball at a very high level. It's been proven to be.
Now the second-year player out of Baylor.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not sure Coach Bale is so much into the win as much as he is into guys understanding their roles.
Beautiful cut. This one make one. 12. A dozen in the first half. Waters across the timeline, playing for that final shot. It's down to 5, down to 4, rolls it out. Lofton Jr. Tough shot inside.
Big fella. Not the lefty.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different group, too.
Yes.
Yeah, right, because you haven't seen Kennedy Chandler or Zaire Williams, Xavier Tillman Sr., Jake Lareva, another rebound, fires the three. That's the versatility of that big. There was a quick outlet pass. Lofton cherry picking a bit. Left hand, caught the rim and in.
You see that?
What are you most excited about, before we look ahead, about what you were able to do, getting back into another playoff series, winning a round, getting into the second round? What do you think you can build on based on that experience?
I mean, there's nothing like the word you just said, experience. I think just each year, individually, collectively, our guys.
States, drafted by Philly and sent to Memphis with Danny Green for DeAnthony Melton, who landed with the 76ers. Roddy Everson, 19 a game last year. 57% shooting and 44% from three. Final seconds, Kenneth Lofton Jr. Great look game, and they've cleaned up the turnovers a little bit, but they've had a dozen in that first half, which really hurt them. Kenneth Lofton's at the moment. A couple of 10-day contracts last season with Portland, where he played 9 games. Squeezed in a game with the Pacers as well. 36 total games on the resume. After coming out of Mississippi State as the SEC's co-player of the year. Lofton moves surprisingly well for a guy of his size and really has a handle. He really pounds that ball with authority.
Yeah.
Here's Lofton.
Nice.
Heads it to the three-point line and the finish. Lazy pass by DeVoe. Lofton will get another dunk. Scrub came up empty. It's become a little bit of the Kenneth Lofton Jr. show here for Memphis. Matthias into Lofton.
Well, he's the only one that's playing well for them now.
Moving Diabate.
Yeah.
A little.
Why not showing his bouncy athleticism, picking up where he left off from just the other day.
And 11 of his 22 points in the second quarter in their Las Vegas Summer League opening win. And there's Kenneth Lofton Jr. Look at the speed of Chandler. block and a tip at the rim.
In the playoffs, I think it gives guys a chance to play for something if you're not an 8 seed, right? It gives a younger team a chance to get a playoff-like atmosphere.
Well, the New Orleans Pelicans
into a closeout, easy drive to the basket.
Adam Caporn is the head coach of the Nets.
That's a grown man. That is a grown man.
Do you feel like the Grizzlies now are ready to step strong up of a solid base?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, my 3 years in Memphis has just been adding to the foundation.
There we go.
You guys understand, I always talk about the standard that we play with, you know, how we work and live together, something I always, you know, talk to these guys about. I think this last year was a great test and a great fast break.
Me personally, I've had 3 foot fractures. I broke my back. I've had a popliteus tear, fractured index finger. So the list goes on and on. But the cool thing about it is that you'll rehab and you'll see the scars, but you'll remember the journey that you went through once you're back out there playing.
Williams, long range, good.
You can do that. Your eyes in on your target. And when somebody throws you a bad pass, good move right there. When somebody throws you a bad pass, it changes the dynamic a little bit, right? And for us as shooters, as a guy who likes to shoot, you want this. You want it seams, laces. A good pass again. Good job.
You know, I'm a cab guy. I like a heavy wine, and I also like a nice, dirty French or Italian wine. If it's got a little, if I can chew it a little bit, I'm pretty.
Yeah, you do. 20-11, Boston leading here. The big story of the day: the report that Deandre Ayton has agreed to an offer sheet with the Indiana Pacers, 4 years, $133 million. There's Junior.
He said bigs, they take longer to develop and sometimes in certain situations. And for them, they're really working on his physicality right now. They said they got into the weight room with him and really getting him used to the system that Memphis is playing. But they said they are really excited about his potential, guys.
Juwan Begaran is an interesting player here for Boston, taken 45th last year, kind of a draft and stash guy. Junior with the reverse, but Begaran.
He was a high school coach.
Okay.
And so coach would get nervous. He'd get dry mouth, get cotton mouth, and, you know, he'd have to walk. You know, in high school gyms, the water faucets are at either end of the bench. So he'd have to walk down to the other end of the bench during timeouts, and he wouldn't have an opportunity to do strategy. And one of the managers was like, "Coach, here, just suck on this." Oh, we gave him a wet towel, and they won. And coach about it. A lot of really good players.
Davison going for his 30th of the night. Could not get that one to drop. A rare miss. Begaran's got to give it to Davison to get his 30th point.
Nah.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm okay with
the
that.
lack of awareness. Get him to number 30. Junior, lefty stroke.
I wanted to see that.
Finishes off with 2 hands. Chandler into the front court for the Grizzlies. Lofton pitches it back to him. Lofton inside, little jump hook. And a soft touch. Not trying to lay that up. Yeah. Ivanovic out of Purdue, undrafted. Here's Lofton. Gets it back. There's the touch we were talking about. On fine, my God, Javin DeLaurier with the finish. Out of Charlottesville, Virginia. St. Anne's Belfield High School. You've had some runs there, I guess. I had him in the gym a number of times. Oh, man, there's some bully ball fans in the building. Well, maybe it's just Roddy fans after that last play. Yeah, Ivanovic left it short. Grizzlies now with a little over a minute to go and possession. Lofton Jr. one more to the wing. The 3 is butter. And everyone in Cox Pavilion could hear him. No, that was a lot of fun. Yeah, now if Chuck D walks through, I'm done. I'm out. that's a wrap for me. And Jim watching guys. Golf takes way too long. Yeah. It takes too much time out of the day. I'm with you on that one. Nothing against guys that do golf. No. My guy Nick Van Exel, can't keep him off the course. Oh, really? If he's not in the gym, he's on the golf course.
Back to you guys.
All right, Stewart last year averaged 15 a game and 5 rebounds a game with Sioux Falls of the G League, the Miami Heat's G League affiliate. Lofton Jr., weight room. No, he's just one of the many that belts off Kenneth Lofton Jr. At the other end, Carlton with the putback, had it partially blocked. Grizzlies out and running, down by 7, trying to cut into this lead. Off the drag. Williams, one more to the corner. Lofton Jr. Okay, he can CP3 elite point guard camp between his freshman and sophomore years at Murray State. That's really where he hit the seam, came on the map. T was there, talked to him a little bit there, but T had one of the best jokes of all time. Coaching your point guard and you're coaching your star player. to be aligned certainly helps. We're tied at 70. And what has turned into a real close game. Loose ball scramble. Lofton Jr. for the lead. Got it! Ken Thomas, one of the leading scorers here at Summer League, tied at 73 after that 3-ball by Branham. We got a great finish here, folks. A little over 5 minutes to go. 11 ties and 10 lean changes. Lofton Jr. weight room. And tell you what, these guys are hooping right now. We got ourselves a game here coming down the stretch, and I'd like to see how much it means to both these teams. Lofton Jr. says